Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. The deer that we're going to mount for you today is the one that we actually put up a video of it when I was altering the neck position. I'm going to have that video attached to this one, like with a link at the end of the video, so you can basically go back and follow the whole story, what happened to this deer form. So there is a little bit of a neck formation, neck alteration happening on this one. So anyway, as you can see here, we're applying the height paste with a little bit of a fast pace, and we're trying to mount that up. This was a very nice wall pedestal mule deer form that the angle of the head was a little bit too much. We had to reduce it. It was looking way too far to the right, so we had to bring it a little bit straight out. So the plastic wrap that you saw, I usually wrap around the face to make it just as slippery enough for only this part of the work, that I can pull the skin over the whole mount, and then I just cut out the plastic just to make it easier. So the first thing you do, you want to put the level on there. Make sure that your form is staying on the stand quite level to the ground. So by the time you put your eyes on there, it's going to be perfect level and not up and down. So it is important to make sure, because you can go through all of the work and then you come back at checking out the eyes and realize, one of them is about 1/4 of an inch higher or lower. It's just disappointment. So there are little things that we just do to make sure that we don't get disappointed by any of the work after doing all the work. So I like to wrap a little bit of a plastic bag around the head, as you can see, because I'm going to be applying mache around the antler base and whatnot. And when we shave it down, I don't want those clumps of mache hardened up fall between the skin and the mannequin. So I'm just trying to avoid that. The angle of the antler has been cut out to the perfect angle before. So as you can see, I'm just screwing them down on the mannequin. It's quite simple. In my other videos, if you look, I have explained how to figure out where to cut the antler base or the skull plate, so you can have a smooth transition when you screw it back on the mount. I usually have 4 screws. These are regular wood screws, deck screws actually, and they're 3.5 inches long, and the holes that you see on the skull plate, they're pre-drilled, and also use countersink bit on it, so when the screw goes all the way down, it's not sticking out of the surface of the antler. So we're going through fast speed on applying the mache and carving it out, because I'm very positive that most of you know what is this step all about. Okay, now right side of the face, we're gonna go fast, and the left side, because it's in the camera and you're gonna see what we're doing, we're gonna go slow. There we go. Push the eye in with your headlamp or headlights. You make sure, sometimes mule deer eyes are too dark. I have to bring the flashlight way too close to see if the pupil is level to the ground or not. If you notice, my eyes are always tilted a little bit downward, because it makes a nicer eye actually. Some people like to put them in there straight and create that look with the eyelid work, but I like to use both. I tilt the eyes a little bit downward, not too much, a little bit, maybe 5 to 10 degrees. Fill out the gap between the eyes, between the glass eye and the mannequin, with some clay. This is just a potter's clay. It works good for me. And the deer form that you're seeing is basically purchased from Mackenzie Supplies. I don't know the form number and whatnot, but it's one of the wall pedestal deer form, basically sold by Mackenzie. So now we're working on the top eyelid. Just a roll of clay, and we make sure to feather out the edges, and if there is any void area that doesn't allow you to have a smooth transition to the eyebrow, you just make sure to fill that up with clay. Everything, just, you got to make them smooth. Now a smaller roll of clay for the lower eyelid is all we need. Sorry, the camera went out of focus. Here we go. So just make sure that both eye muscles and eyelids are quite symmetric before you move on. Just basically go a little bit backward and see it from distance. 3-4 feet away, it usually brings all the flaws back into your eyes so you can see where you need to do adjustment. And I like to put a small roll of clay over the tear ducts, which helps us to close them down after mounting. Usually I try to make my eyelid adjustments fairly good at this stage, but honestly, I do most of it after the skin is pulled over, and a good bunch of it actually the next day when the deer is a little bit dried out and extra moisture is gone. A thin layer, maybe 1/8 of an inch of clay, I like to apply it on the nose to just give me a little bit of a smoother surface to work with. And after pulling the skin over, it just allows me to make a very nice and soft looking nose pad. Yeah, it's not much, it's just a little bit, just to get rid of that rigid surface of the foam. So time to take off the plastic bag because we're all nice and clean. We're just gonna have to taxi the skin all around the head and neck and proceed with the mount. Lots of height paste goes under the chin. We did put height paste in here before we pulled the skin, but because we pull the skin on the head and pull it down, we tend to move a lot of height paste with the hide or with the cape. So basically wherever I see that there is more glue needed, I just make sure that I'm not too shy about it. Sometimes I put too much glue and I have to ooze it out by squeezing the skin from the end, like on the back side of the mount. I squeeze out the extra glue. So anyway, I like to also hold the mount upside down. As you can see, it gives me a better chance to have a better look on the color pattern, especially around the brisket. So it helps a lot with adjusting and taxing the skin in the right place. Work out on the ear butts. With a piece of wire that you saw I pushed through the ear, It just helps me keep the ear in the right position and stays there for now. So while I'm claying up the back of the ear, make sure that it's going to look right. And one thing that we need to pay attention when we're setting up our ears is that there is almost no distance between the top of the ear and the antlers. It's almost touching. So make sure that you don't leave any space. So it means that you should not have your ear sagging down or kind of like drop down when you're mounting. You bring it right against the antler and tuck it right against the antler, and make sure that you have it there, because that's where they are. Okay, super speed on the sewing part. Man, I wish I could sew up that fast. It's so good when I see it being done that fast. Okay, now the sewing is done. The back of the form, I usually don't put a lot of glue on it. Now is the time to do it. I just roll back the skin toward the neck and put a lot of hide paste on there. I'm kind of obsessed with hide paste. I can't work without them. And the stout rougher here comes in handy to move and taxi the skin around. Make sure that the hair is stacking on top of one another properly. Okay, time to turn it upside down again to have a better view, and also apply more hide paste underneath the brisket area. Yeah, so we're getting close to the end of this video as well. I'm going to let you watch the rest of the video. If there was anything that I need to chime in and say something about it, I will. Otherwise, we will see you in the second part. I hope this video wasn't too fast speed for some of you guys. Still is one of my old videos. This mount left the shop like 4 or 5 months ago. So this is how far behind I am in my video production. Lots of video needs to be built. Okay, thank you guys. We will see you in the next video.